Thanks, guys. I can't wait to watch this next one. Get ready to welcome your next two competitors to the stage. First, put your hands together for Strawberry 17. And now, please welcome Yamada. Good luck to both of you. Have lots of fun. Please shake hands, take your places, and let's get right into this battle.
All right, the third match today of the Pokemon Go Invitational here at the World Championships. We've got a fun matchup for you guys. And once again, you were talking about Yamada earlier. You know, he's from Japan. Maybe he's going to bring some tricks up his sleeve.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see what he brings to the table here. Again, both of these players representing Team Instinct. So despite typically being the underdog team, lots of representation today.
I was going to say, it feels like almost all the jerseys so far we've seen are from Instinct, so definitely pretty cool to see that. Maybe there's some correlation between the strength of Pokemon Go PvP players and the Team Instinct.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm very interested to see how this matchup goes. Yamada has done a lot of preparation. I know Strawberry 17 as well. Definitely looking a little nervous, but I think she's prepared.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one, and of course, being the first game of the day, you can afford to take a loss and still play out throughout the course of this tournament. But both players looking pretty pumped, selecting their teams right now, and we are ready to get into it. Here it is. Skarmory, a familiar face from today. We've seen that pretty much in every match so far against the Altaria, which you mentioned. Feels like Skarmory here might have the advantage.
A little bit of a close matchup with Altaria's Dragon Breath being one of the strongest fast moves in Pokemon Go. They fill a similar role, both being flying-type Pokemon, both carrying Sky Attack, but of course Skarmory is going to resist that while Altaria is going to take neutral damage.
Yep, so no shield coming out there. Of course, Skarmory does have Flash Cannon being boosted by Skarmory's type there, and of course super effective against Altaria. It's going to go for the excellent there. All right, are we going to see a shield? There is the shield blocking out. Super effective attack there from Skarmory, so nice shield there by Yamada. So far, though, Strawberry has not committed a shield, but Skarmory a little bit lower. And, oh, interesting, actually committing a switch there. So, you know, we were talking about switches earlier on. There it is.
Yeah, Strawberry 17 committing to that switch, bringing in Lantern, which is still only going to deal neutral damage to the Altaria, but is going to resist that Sky Attack, so maybe a smart switch.
Muk coming out right now. Let's see, a potential opportunity for a major Thunder or Hydro Pump there. Strawberry opting to go for the Thunder. Of course, one shield committed out right now from Yamada's end. Thunder is going to come out. No shield, and wow, look at that damage!
Just absolutely smashing that Muk with the Hydro Pump there. Thunder, excuse me.
I think Yamada looking a little surprised by that as well. It caught him off guard. We'll be able to actually take this Acid Spray there from the Lantern, but defense still falling there.
Yeah, great play by Yamada there, able to get that shield with Acid Spray, a move that really does not deal that much damage at all. But even though Strawberry 17 commits her shield, her defense still is lowered. So whatever Pokemon Yamada sends out next is going to deal quite a bit of damage. And there goes the Lantern immediately.
Yeah, so Lantern falling down. Skarmory is going to make an appearance and actually does have enough energy. Of course, energy being conserved from switching out earlier. So actually being able to get a major Sky Attack off. There is the second shield there from Yamada. So Yamada no longer has shields, but wow, actually going for a charge move there to the Skarmory, which is very low HP. So we'll see if Strawberry decides to commit the shield. Not going to go for it, obviously. Doesn't really want to shield an attack where it's going to get knocked out anyway. Here's the Medicham, another really common meta pick that we talked about.
Yeah, and Strawberry 17 deciding to commit the shield here. Good choice, as the Sky Attack would deal a significant amount of damage to that Medicham. Medicham now powering up towards a power-up punch.
Ooh!
Interesting switch by Yamada to bring in Bastiodon, a Pokemon that is going to take super effective damage from this Medicham.
Yeah, gonna go for the, looks like the Ice Punch here instead of the Power-Up Punch. So surprising to see the Ice Punch there, given that there were no shields left on Bastiodon's end.
Right, Power-Up Punch would have been the much stronger play, and here it is now. Gonna deal super effective damage and raise this Medicham.
Oh, connecting with enough too. There it is. Power-Up Punch. Look at that damage, and the attack increase is huge here as well. But no shields, of course, on the end of Strawberry as well right now. So Bastiodon here is going to be able to get a big attack off. Going to go for the Stone Edge, but of course, fighting type on Medicham means it won't be able to resist it. And oh, this is going to be so close right now.
With that attack stat boosted, Medicham now committing to the Power-Up Punch.
Is it going to be enough to knock out the Altaria? I think it might be able to after that attack increase. Oh, only a great though, not an excellent attack. And oh, it actually does get the knockout. Wow. that might have been the closest game we've had today so far.
Absolutely. I'm blown away by the level of that we've seen here.
Really, really impressive play by Strawberry there, and you can tell she's very, very happy, elated about that victory. But this is the best of 5, so we've got a lot of action left. I mean, really cool stuff happening there, though. I mean, I think one thing that we haven't really seen too much of in this tournament that happened in this game was the switch out of Skarmory. Skarmory switched up, but had enough energy to the point where it came back in, actually got an attack off, and Yamada actually committing that charged move against the Skarmory meant like he couldn't really do too much damage once the switching came in after Skarmory fainted.
Right, 2 interesting points, 2 interesting opportunities for strategic gameplay there. Switching out your Pokemon with energy saved up is a great way to maybe surprise an opponent later on in the battle. If they're not keeping track of how much energy you have charged up, you can bring a Pokemon back in and fire off a charge move right away and maybe surprise them with that. And on the other hand, committing to that charge move when maybe fast moves would have been enough to knock the Pokemon out uses up a lot of energy, and then you're kind of at a disadvantage going into the next Pokemon matchup.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if Bastiodon makes an appearance again, because it feels like the Medicham really has such a good advantage against it, especially because you kind of get these free power-up punches off. And oh, it's actually going to be an adjustment this time, going to be the Haunter lead against the Altaria.
Haunter there taking some pretty heavy damage from Dragon Breath. Again, being an offensive Pokemon, not able to take a ton of hits. Strawberry 17 committing to this Ghost-type move here.
Oh, and excellent.
Able to hit the excellent. Great shield bait there, as Shadow Punch, not one of the strongest charge moves.
Gonna attack come out right now from the Altaria, like you mentioned. Haunter very, very frail and offensive, so taking a lot of damage. Trading shields right now earlier on in the game, but Haunter going to be able to get yet another Shadow Punch off. Is Strawberry able to connect with all of it? Let's see, going to get a great. There's the excellent, there's the Shadow Punch. Just some pretty solid damage there against the Altaria, but Altaria right now feels like it has a slight upper hand given its Dragon Breath just doing so much consistent damage.
Absolutely. Let's see which Pokemon Strawberry chooses to send in next. It looks like it's going to be Lantern. Familiar matchup from the first battle here. Looks like Yamada probably has a Sky Attack ready to go, and Strawberry chooses not to shield. Of course, not very effective damage, so smart choice there.
Yeah, good decision. Maybe Yamada hoping to bait out a shield, but no shield comes out there. This Lantern now does have a charge attack ready. Gonna go for the Hydro Pump. Oh, connecting with all of them. It looks like, yes, it will be an excellent attack. It's gonna be a Hydro Pump, and there is the shield there from Yamada. So committing a shield there right away means that he is now used both of his shields.
Great shield choice. Looks like Strawberry 17 was trying to switch in that Skarmory. Unfortunately, wasn't able to get it in before Yamada fires off the Acid Spray. So that Lantern is now going to have its defense lowered, which is going to persist through this switch.
Yeah, that's a mechanic that is a little bit different than what we see in the normal console games. And Skarmory obviously being able to resist poison type attacks pretty well from the Alolan Muk. Of course, Strawberry still does have her last shield as well. So another really close matchup. Acid Spray really not going to do any damage there against the Skarmory, with Skarmory being steel type. And oh, a bunch of ones missed there. Let's see how much this damage is going to be. It's going to be a great, not an excellent attack, but of course, Muk, no more shields remaining, and I think Excellent might have been enough to get that knockout there.
Absolutely, and switching, I will say, against an Alolan Muk carrying Acid Spray is a very risky move, as now Strawberry 17 does have 2 Pokemon with their defense lowered.
There's the Altaria, though, obviously quite low. Once again, no shields out as well, so this should just be able to get the knockout. So it's going to be a 2v1, but like you mentioned, the defenses are lowered on Strawberry's end. There's the Sky Attack coming out. We'll get the knockout onto Altaria, so 2v1 right now, but oh, there's the Medicham, and with decreased defenses. But of course, Sky Attack is a super effective attack off right now. Oh, but the attack is going to come out, but Strawberry does have that shield, so probably going to see a shield here right now and probably try to retaliate with the Sky Attack this next turn.
Smart move to commit that shield there, knowing that Skarmory is going to be your best chance.
Yeah, there it is.
This Medicham.
All right, Sky Attack coming out, so excellent shield usage from Strawberry. Excellent, and oh my goodness, look at that damage. It is able to get the knockout, and Strawberry actually takes a 2-0 lead in this game. Wow.
What an upset there. Despite that Alolan Muk connecting with Acid Spray on 2 different Pokemon, Yamada not able to capitalize on those lowered defenses, and still goes down to Strawberry 17.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Strawberry just did a lot of cool things there. She baited out the shields earlier on, got those shields out, and afterwards, Skarmory was just in a prime position to, you know, it doesn't take too much damage from Pokemon like Alolan Muk and from Medicham, and with no shields left, is able to get these super effective attacks off with Sky Attack, especially against that Medicham. I mean, once again, type effectiveness, I feel like, is so important in PvP here for Pokemon Go.
Absolutely. Heading into a matchup like that where you are at a type disadvantage is definitely a scary situation. Not a lot you can do to overcome that. Again, we saw even despite Skarmory's defense being lowered, that Medicham was not able to get off enough damage.
Yeah, and the Haunter lead definitely, I think, kind of cool to see from Strawberry's end as well, kind of going for this fast offensive option. And Haunter is a Pokemon that I feel like probably baits out shields a little bit easier than another Pokemon because you have to really worry about its damage. You know, it is such a strong Pokemon, and ideally you kind of want to knock it out before it really gets too much off. But the downside is you're probably going to be committing at least one shield to it when you're going up against it, because otherwise it just does so much damage against you.
Absolutely. And here we are heading into our third match here. Let's see what Pokemon these trainers have chosen to lead with. It looks like Skarmory versus Altaria. Again, a familiar match from our first battle, so let's see how this one plays out.
All right, both Pokemon just trading damage right now. Skarmory, of course, being able to get that first charge move off. We're going to see if Strawberry commits a shield. Her shield usage has been really excellent this game. Not going to commit a shield there, knowing, once again, Skarmory can take those attacks and resist them quite nicely. Skarmory going to retaliate with a charge move of its own. Looks like it is going to be that Sky Attack, and that's really good damage there against the Altaria, giving Strawberry the early upper hand.
Yeah, of course, Skarmory having the advantage here in that it does resist Altaria's Sky Attack. This player's racing to get Sky Attack off. It looks like Yamada's is coming through first. Strawberry committing that shield to keep this Skarmory alive just long enough to hopefully finish off Altaria with this Sky Attack.
So we'll see if Yamada here commits a shield of his own. Might be better just to sacrifice the Altaria there, but he actually is going to go for the shield despite how low the Altaria is. So both players have committed one shield. Both are racing to get the first knockout of this game. So let's see, it is going to be Altaria fainting there. So Strawberry with a quick lead, but of course, very, very low HP there on the Skarmory. Is it going to be able to get the Sky Attack off? Oh, Tropius coming in and it gets the Sky Attack off. Whoa.
Wow, Strawberry 17, smart to commit to that Sky Attack.
You've got to imagine a shield. No shield comes out there either. Oh, man.
Tropius is an interesting choice. Again, a Pokemon that's typically only available in Africa, but during the Safari Zone event in Yokosuka in Japan last year, Yamada was able to catch that Pokemon there. So something that's kind of rare. Unless you're able to attend these events or travel.
Yeah, Tropius is actually opting to switch out there, not wanting to take this super effective Ice Punch. It's going to be Muk coming in. Actually takes that pretty well, so nice switch out there. But Strawberry actually committing a switch of her own, going out into the Lantern. So this is going to definitely be a tight battle. Both trainers still have one shield that they can use as well. So, oh my goodness, Skarmory really did a lot early on there. Let's see, we're going to see Lantern go for a Thunder. Is it going to be able to connect with everything? Oh, there is the Excellent. There's the Thunder. No shield, and oh my goodness, it just knocks out the Muk.
All that's left now for Yamada is Tropius. Of course, it is going to have Grass-type moves to deal super effective damage here. Strawberry 17 committing that last shield.
Big pivotal shield there to not take any damage, and of course, Yamada still has one shield, so he's definitely got to be using it for this next charge move. There is the Thunder coming out. You'd imagine Yamada surely has to shield this, otherwise the game is just over.
Absolutely. No chance left without that shield. And the Lantern goes down.
All right, it's one-on-one. Is there enough energy right now from the Tropius to maybe get a big attack off? Okay, here it is. No shields remaining from the Medicham. Oh man, Tropius does get access to, of course, the Aerial Ace is super effective. Is that enough to get the knockout? Oh, it's so close, and Tropius gets it. Yamada pulls it off with the Tropius. Wow.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Incredible turnaround. Yamada himself may be even a little surprised that he was able to get that off.
Oh, that was so close. I wasn't sure if the Aerial Ace was going to be enough to knock out the Tropius. You can tell he's relieved, and so close to a 3-0 there for Strawberry. I think really excellent play from both trainers there, and I felt like Strawberry had such a good early lead, getting that knockout, being able to do 50% to the Tropius with that charge attack, but Yamada really playing for this Tropius endgame and it working out perfectly. Wow.
That Tropius definitely an MVP for Yamada in that battle, and again, you know, lucky that he was able to attend that event in Yokosuka last year and pick one of those up.
Definitely got to feel pretty good about Tropius' performance in that last match. I think obviously the super effective Aerial Ace coming out, being able to do more damage to that Medicham. Those matches we've talked about are exciting because, you know, both Pokemon have a super effective attack against each other. We'll see kind of the race to who gets it all first, but I think a lot of skill displayed in that last game. We saw a lot of switches. We saw a lot of intentional positions where people didn't use shields, and I felt like both trainers still had their shields really on in the late game, which typically I feel like we don't see because players often try to commit too early on with their shields.
Right, and very smart of Yamada to save those shields, especially because Tropius, using Razor Leaf as a quick move, charges energy very slowly. So you do kind of need that shield there to ensure that you're able to charge enough energy to actually get off an incredible finishing move like Aerial Ace that we just saw.
You know, interestingly enough, given the dynamic kind of this matchup, because it's a best of 5, Strawberry has actually seen, I believe, all of Yamada's Pokemon at this point, but Yamada still hasn't seen all of Strawberry's Pokemon, and so could be a time for a mix-up potentially here for Strawberry to bring something that we haven't seen her bring yet.
Yeah, let's see what these trainers opt for moving into this 4th battle.
What a fun set it's been, though. These have really been some really close games. I mean, that 2nd and 3rd game coming down to the wire, so close. And here we go, going to be the 4th game now. Strawberry's at game point. One more will allow her to advance on in the winner's bracket. Yamada needs to win the next 2 in a row to be able to move on. Really taking some time to think here. You know, he has revealed all of his Pokemon right now. Like you mentioned, lead matchup is so important, and Strawberry has revealed most of her Pokemon at this point, so maybe trying to pick the most optimal lead.
Yeah, absolutely. Yamada really trying to avoid elimination here, thinking very hard about which Pokemon. Definitely thinking back to these matches. He's seen some of Strawberry 17's Pokemon, maybe preparing for that Lantern, a Pokemon that's done very well for her, and that's Skarmory as well.
I think, yeah, you know, Skarmory has been a really, really strong lead for Strawberry. We saw, like, the Altaria Skarmory lead, and it felt like Skarmory kind of got the better end of that trade-off, both players committing a shield, but being able to get an early knockout and then doing so much damage against Tropius as well with that Sky Attack. Tropius, I think, switching in there both kind of caught both of us off guard. Just obviously doesn't take these flying type attacks very well, but ended up working out for Yamada. So, man, I'm so excited. Curious to see if, once again, we see the Skarmory versus Altaria lead matchup. I feel like Yamada might want to counter the Skarmory a little bit better with something of his own.
Right, and depending on how those players play that, we've seen that matchup go a couple different ways. So it really comes down to shield usage. In a matchup where one Pokemon typically wins, incorrect shield usage by the opponent or even by yourself can really change the tide of that battle.
It's so interesting to see how in Pokemon Go, especially if it's a 1v1, for example, sometimes if you have no shields, you know, one Pokemon might win, but if you have 2 shields, the other Pokemon might actually win because you're able to block these longer charged moves. So it's like, it takes too much energy to get these really powerful attacks off, and with 2 shields, you're able to just block out all of that extra damage. So I feel like the nature is really interesting, especially because often it comes down to this 1v1 later on in the game, and you really have to be able to figure out, do I use the shield or do I not? And so I just love the dynamic because it's so different. Obviously, there are 3 Pokemon, so it's not just a 1v1 matchup, but you have to kind of keep that in mind for the late game.
Right, of course, and you want to make sure that sometimes it is smarter to let that lead Pokemon go, save your shields for some Pokemon later on. When that opponent reveals their lead Pokemon, you can learn a lot maybe about the rest of their team. So if you know that you have a stronger matchup against that lead Pokemon, maybe without switching in and losing that switch advantage, you can let a Pokemon go down, deal a good amount of damage, but let a Pokemon go down and then bring in your counter and finish off their lead Pokemon and then be an advantage that way.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like leads, we've talked about how important it is already for the last couple of rounds, but you know, it really reminds me similar to VGC, where it feels so good when you kind of call what your opponent's going to lead because it gives you such an early advantage. Oh, but it's the Skarmory and the Altaria matchup once again. We've seen how this has played out. It's still pretty close, you know, it's gone really back and forth, but last time Skarmory was able to get the upper hand here, so we'll see once again if it does. Of course, taking a little bit more damage from those Dragon Breaths, really strong from Altaria. See if a shield comes out this time around.
Let's see how these players choose to play this familiar matchup. Again, Sky Attack not dealing very much damage to Skarmory, but on the other end, the Sky Attack will deal a little bit of a chunk to this Altaria.
No shield once again, so it kind of feels like we're seeing it play out exactly as we did in that first game. Maybe Yamada actually comfortable, given that he won that last game in which this was the nature of the matchup. But here it is, another big Sky Attack from the Skarmory, charging it up. Strawberry's been doing an excellent job connecting with all of these and will get the excellent attack off there. And there is the shield once again from Altaria. So kind of feels like a reminder of that first game. Let's see if a shield comes out this time around from the Skarmory. Of course, being able to resist the attacks from Altaria. There's the Sky Attack. No shield. Skarmory quite low, though. And it's actually Altaria this time getting the knockout first, but Strawberry has both of her shields left still.
Great example of how shield usage can really change a matchup there.
Yep. And, oh, Tropius coming in, of course, be able to get those super effective grass-type attacks. Oh, my goodness. Look how much it's doing with those Razor Leaves.
Absolutely one of the strongest fast moves in the game.
Yamada doing a lot of damage right now. Big opportunity here, but Strawberry hasn't committed either of her shields. Surely she's going to commit one right now. She will go for it. trying to probably retaliate back with the super effective Ice Punch. Here we go. It is going to, actually be the power-up punch, maybe trying to bait out this shield from Yamada. Let's see if Yamada commits the shield. Just going to be a great attack there. Oh, but no shield.
Smart play by Yamada, avoiding wasting a shield there on that power-up punch.
Here it is, another charge attack. This time it is going to be the Ice Punch. Going to be super effective. Imagine it will knock out the Tropius if there's no shield, but there's the shield committed from Yamada. So nice call to not shield earlier on to shield this time around.
Again, making smart plays, shielding that powered up Ice Punch.
Strawberry opting for her last shield as well. Really wants to try to get an Ice Punch off before the Medicham faints. He is going to block the aerial ace there. Is it going to be able to get an attack off though? No, it's not. And
unfortunately, a bit of a wasted shield there as that Razor Leaf was able to finish off Medicham before it could get off its charge move.
Yeah, going for a Hydro Pump there. Tropius is able to resist it, but actually still does so much damage. It is now down to the last Pokemon on both sides, but Muk definitely having the advantage here. So much health left. And even if the Lantern gets a charge attack off, I'm not sure it'll be enough. And Muk is going to be able to get its charge move off. So Yamada looks like he will be able to win this one. And we're going to go to a game 5. So exciting. Acid Spray there will get the knockout. Really, really fun game there. It felt like there, correct me if I'm wrong, but it looked like Strawberry was trying to switch so much damage while she was trying to make that switch in this game.
Right. Something that a lot of players maybe aren't aware of is that it is difficult to switch if you're continuing to try to attack with your fast moves. So you are locked into that animation. And if you don't time your switch properly, the game will go forward with that quick attack. So maybe something that Pokken players might be familiar with is the concept of buffering, where the game is going to take that input and run with it. So you have to really make sure that you're careful when switching your Pokemon.
Yeah, so interesting to see how different that game played out this time around. Despite the Altaria Skarmory lead once again, this time Yamada was able to take it, and pretty comfortably as well. I think one of the pivotal matches of that last game was the fact that Strawberry went for that power-up punch. Yamada didn't shield. Could have been a huge Ice Punch there, maybe expecting the Medicham to not have enough energy for an Ice Punch at that point.
Right, incredible, incredible prediction by Yamada.
Ooh, it's going to be a mix-up this time around. Once again, Haunter has come back out for Strawberry.
Definitely a Pokemon that did well for her in that earlier matchup. Let's see how it holds up against the Altaria here. Getting that Shadow Punch ready to go. Trying to break all those targets and hit excellent damage.
Nice.
Just pulled it off.
Gets the excellent, blocks immediate shield coming out from the Altaria. But Haunter, you see, is able to charge these charge moves so quickly. So kind of what we were talking about earlier, being able to bait out these shields maybe earlier on, so later on in the game, you know you can just get consistent damage off. There's another Shadow Punch. No shield this time, and the Altaria will fall quite low. This is actually really close right now, as Altaria is going to go for a charge move of its own. Is Haunter going to go for a shield? Will probably faint if there is no shield coming out. And, no shield is going to go down. So Strawberry is going to be able to get a free switch in now. Altaria quite low, and one shield down from Yamada's end. And, it's actually going to be the Venusaur coming out right now.
Interesting choice to bring in this Venusaur here, a Pokemon that is going to take super effective damage from Altaria's Sky Attack. Strawberry now going for the switch, maybe realizing her mistake. Good timing on the switch, though, to avoid the damage on the Venusaur and let Skarmory take the Sky Attack. So sort of using Skarmory as a shield and still holding on to her 2 shields.
Yeah, that was really cool. And in fact, she's also obviously charged up some energy with that Venusaur in the back, and that actually could be absolutely critical for the matchup later on. So 2-2 right now. Strawberry has taken a little bit more damage, but she has both of her shields. This is really going to be a close game. Let's see. The Sky Attack coming out right now for the Skarmory. Missing, it looks like it was just one, but not enough for an X-Lane. But that's still so much damage from the Sky Attack.
Let's see what this Muk gets up to here. I want to say Yamada's probably aiming for the Acid Spray here. Strawberry does commit the shield, so if this is Acid Spray, that's definitely a good play.
And there it is. Yeah, Acid Spray. Still going to lower the defense through the shield. So Muk falling so low right now. Both players have one shield. This is really going to be a close game, but Strawberry kind of with the advantage right now, having so much energy and one shield left. And with Tropius coming out right now, going to be able to get a big Sky Attack off here. Is she going to be able to connect with all of them? That's a nice, that's a great, and no X-Lim, but there's the last shield there from Yamada.
Strawberry, of course, does have enough energy saved up. She was very confident in her ability to finish off that Alolan Muk with just quick moves, and now has enough energy saved up for back-to-back Sky Attacks here.
So much damage, and she still has that one shield left as well, so it really feels like she's running away with this game. Gonna be Tropius, gonna be the Venusaur coming out right now. Venusaur, of course, has that super effective Sludge Bomb. Strawberry still has one shield left here. You imagine she's going to want to dodge the Aerial Ace here. That's exactly what she's going to go for. So, going to avoid taking damage here from that Aerial Ace. It's 1v1 right now. Both Pokemon have an attack that can hit for super effective, but Venusaur obviously has the advantage. And, oh, looks like Strawberry's going to get that super effective Sludge Bomb off there. That should be enough to knock out the Tropius.
Wow. Incredible play from both of these.
Really, really amazing set. I feel like excellent play from both players, and probably one of the